So guys, welcome back with another video. I don't know about y'all, but I know with me, I tend to worry a lot. And I've been asking God, it's like my mind is specifically on this one problem. Well, it's not one, it's kind of like a collective of problems. Basically, what I worry about the most is what I tend to worry about the most is mainly things about the future, especially about the future. So when I go into prayer and everything and I fast and I pray on this, when I fast and pray in hopes of finding a solution to my problems, God told me, don't worry. And before he told me not to worry, I've already came into a prayer group. And my prophet said the same thing. Don't worry. So I don't know why do I feel like sometimes I have to hear stuff 5 times for it to get to me. I have to hear stuff 1,000 times for it to get to me. If God telling me not to worry, then why am I sitting here worrying? If God told me I got it under control, then why am I trying to put my hands on the wheel and keep having and trying to get access and control if I already gave it to God? Now, I'm not sure, ladies and gentlemen, if you're like this, but I really had to sit down with myself and really meditate on his word. And I really had to come into submission to God. And I know I'm not married yet. But I do know that when you are married, as a married woman, one thing you do, you submit to your husband. So, as a single woman, you submit to the Lord. Until your husband come in the picture, then you submit to your husband. As a single woman, you submit to the Lord. And I know that in 1 Corinthians, he says that for a married woman, you care for the things of the world. You care for the things of the world for your husband, or something like that. As a single woman, you care for the things of the Lord, not of your husband, but of the Lord. So you get rid of all distractions. You get rid of all kinds of noise. And I know with so much going on with social media, with friends, with family, we tend to just overthink, adding stress to our bodies. And we wonder why our bodies are not cooperating functionally. We're wondering why our pH balance and hormone balance are ripping out of control because of stress. Now, I can imagine what some career women are going through. They're in their careers. I can imagine when you're going to work how much you're stressing because your co-workers is adding stress, because your managers are adding stress. Everything can be so stressful. But one thing I would like for you to do is to give it to God. We have to surrender anything that's taking space in our minds. We're not even paying rent, but they're taking space in our minds. They're adding stress in our lives. Give it to God. And I promise you, when you give it to God, he will take care of it. He will take control of it. Because I remember time and time again, especially in the past, when I was stressed about finances, he always came through. When I was stressed about school, he came through. When I stressed about family, he came through. When I stressed about not having friends, he came through. He always comes through. He has never failed me, and he's always come through. And I know that's true for you. So if you're struggling with submitting to the Lord, I will just say go into prayer, go into fasting, worship, and prayer, and ask God to teach you on submission, to teach you on what it is to learn, what it is to know about submitting. Because single women, we're asking for God for marriage, but we don't know how to take a step back on our situations. Pray on it and give God the control. How to surrender all of our worries and give it to God. But you're asking God for marriage and you're still worrying about things that you already gave God. So God is telling you right now, if you're watching this, give it to him. He says in his word, be still and know that I am God. Give him the struggle. Give him the pain. Give him your burden. As he says in his word, give me your yoke. Give me your burden. I will make it lighter. So if you're watching this, just know that God is working on your behalf, okay? Give it to God. Surrender it to God. Submit everything to God and let him work on your behalf. Give it to God. You prayed about it. You meditated on the word. You worship. Now just take a seat back. Take your hands off the wheel and give it to God, because that's the only thing you can do. What else you're going to do? If you continue to stress it and worry about it, you're basically telling God that you don't trust him. You're basically saying that you do not have faith, that he got it, that he will handle it for you. Have you went, driving, okay? If you know how to drive and you're driving in the middle of the night, and sometimes you know how we have to take our bright lights on. We have to put on our bright lights just to see the distance of the road, just to see the road, so that when we see the road, we're able to drive better, because we know that the road is there and we're not just driving off the road into the forest, right? This is how God works, knowing that he is the road, knowing that you don't need no lights. You don't need to drive with any headlights, with any lights on. And I'm not talking about literally, but I'm talking about biblically. You don't need to drive with any lights on. When you give your situation to God and you surrender it, it's taking your lights off and letting God take the wheel. Amen. So when you go and you're driving on that road, you know that there's a road there because you put on your headlights. You have to know that there will be a road there anyways, because you gave it to God. So you don't need headlights. You see what I mean? You don't need any headlights. Just keep on driving. Okay, so he says, be still and know that I am God. He is God. So just stay still. And sometimes we have to just stay still. Stand still. Leave it alone. You gave it to God. What is next? You gave it to God. Think about something else. Dwell on something else. Control something else if you're a big controller. But do not, if you gave God that problem to take care of it, then let him take care of it. Let it be. Let go and let God. We let go and we let God. We give it to God. Okay? That is what he's there for. So we have to learn how to submit to the Lord. And it's not about doing what he says in his word, but it is also about giving him what you're praying for. The situation that you prayed for, give it to him, surrendering it to him, and know that he will take care of it. It may take a little longer, but that is what submission is about. Knowing, trusting that person, having faith in him, trusting in him that he will handle it. Amen. So thank you for watching this video, and I will see you guys on the next video.